conference organization committee and also the review panels to give me the opportunity to present this study. And thank you for the audience as well for your interest. So we're going to use examples from e-portfolio and video essay among learners of Chinese and Russian to illustrate what alternative assessment mean in our context. So first of all, the outline of this presentation, I will briefly talk about formative assessment and summative assessment, and then give examples of our alternative assessments in using e-portfolio for learners of Chinese and video essay for learners of Russian. And then I will wrap it up by way of a quick summary. So, as we all know, there are two forms of assessment, formative assessment and summative assessment. Normally, formative assessment does not, it's ongoing and with feedback to inform teachers' planning of next step teaching and also inform students' learning. And well, the summative assessment normally happen at the end of the learning circles. There's no feedback, but just a score to assess students' performance. It is normally the testing in controlled conditions. In recent decades, as we know, with technology being increasingly used in teaching, language courses are in great need for diverse and more innovative assessment method. So the traditional traditional test and examination designed by teachers need to be complemented by other technologically driven methods to develop student skills beyond the mere language learning. So with the application of new technology to language teaching and learning, the ways in which language learners are assessed can be very much challenged. I'd like to say our presentation explores into alternatives to these traditional forms of tests and essays. I will demonstrate some assessment methods we've used in Language Center of University of Warwick, taking all these examples. And very brief introduction of Warwick Language Center. Like many other languages center in Britain, in British universities, our language courses is part of School of Modern Languages and Culture. We offer courses in a variety of European and Oriental languages from beginner to advanced levels. There are three language programs we offer, three kind. One is academic optional module, which is university-wide for students across the university to take their optional modules, the credits from which contribute to their degree in non-language subjects. And second type is a lifelong learning course, which is open to public, as well as students who do not take language for credits, but just for pleasure. And third type is BA Modern Languages, which is open to students of language who take language as their degree, but Chinese or Russian is 25% of their degree. They take European languages as their main degree. For example, French with Chinese, or French, German, and Russian. That is to say, the Russian or Chinese they take as part of the degree is the second or third language they are learning. Examples I'm taking in, the examples I'm taking in this presentation are from students taking languages as their optional modules as well as part of their degree. So I have highlighted in red here in my slide. Alternative assessment based on e-portfolio. So do you know what e-portfolio is? Have you ever come across this concept?
Yeah.
Maybe. Excellent. Yes, thank you for the interaction. Yes, it is a purposeful aggregation of digital items because it's the e-portfolio. Is every evidence or ideas, reflections, feedback which students present to their selected audience to show their personal learning or to show their ability. It's a kind of digital presentation of their skills and competences. This shows their achievement and action plans as well. And using ePortfolio, we offer students an opportunity for reflection over their own learning process. We use Mahara. Now it's called My Portfolio, but the platform is Mahara via our virtual learning platform, Moodle. So students would go to here, create their own portfolio, like they create their own web page. Then they could share with their colleagues, with their peer during the learning, and then, excuse me, send it as an assessment view by the end of their study. So in terms of procedure, we give the information of the assessment at the website before they enroll the course. And in week 2, term 1, we inform students who have enrolled the course about what ePortfolio is, and we also provide ePortfolio student guide in our VLE. In week 5, we offer time for them to ask questions in class. And week 10, term 1, they can share one page of their ePortfolio with teacher for some feedback, just to check they are on the right track. And term 1, 2, we have a dedicated e-learning senior tutor to provide some technical support if needed. And week 9, term 2, they submit their ePortfolio online. So since 2010, we have across language center, we have used this ePortfolio for advanced levels. So in Chinese, we use this for Chinese 5 and Chinese for business. And since 2015 to 16, we start using this to beginners who learn Chinese from scratch. So these are the BA Modern Languages degree students. They learn Chinese as their second or third foreign language. So the purpose of using this ePortfolio for the among beginners is to give them a space to reflect how they learn this language, which is very different from other European languages, and the methods or strategies they use could benefit their future learning. So since we have this ePortfolio as part of assessment, we can see students progress more smoothly, and there were more students progress into higher level. And of course, they feel easier next step because they know they have summarized, they have seen other students how to learn Chinese best or better. For this e-portfolio, every student need to provide a short rationale document in English. And then in the e-portfolio, they can choose to use language English or target language Chinese. For the higher level students, we have seen, show you later, students can use Chinese as long as they justify why they use English, why they use Chinese in their e-portfolio. It's fine. So the basic foundational part is the reflection. They need to reflect the process of their language learning. So we have assessment criteria. There are 3 parts. Part 1 is the audience awareness and which focuses on appropriateness of the task, whether students have selected the right material to the audience, who is their teacher normally. So it cannot be a very, entertainment oriented website. It needs to be right. It needs to be catered for right audience. So students present a coherent narrative of their journey. And second part is the effective use of ePortfolio assessment view for conveying the learning process. This is mainly whether they've used good technology, video, audio, the document uploading, whether some creativity has been shown through using technology. And the last part is the main part, and analysis and reflection. This part requires students' critical analysis of their own learning styles, their own learning experience, as well as extensive reflection. So you see, this part is this side is normally the first or highest performance, and on the right hand side is just the opposite. The problem we found in the past is that the third part, students tend to have problem. Um, it reflects, it shows that some students do not know about their learning process. They do not they are not used to reflecting their own study. They're more used to the tests and examinations that they can do in a controlled condition. Okay. Ongoing support, as I mentioned, we have student support guide at the start of the course. We have this support group in VLE during the term 1, 2. We have one dedicated teachers, and students can share between themselves if they want. We have seen students sharing, of course, not copying each other. But we can see they use probably some same kind of website or same kind of um, strategy, but they come up with different things. I'd like to show some examples. Sorry, I can't see the time. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's 4:15, roughly 18 past 4. So you're doing fine. You got.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to show you some examples. This is the introduction to e-portfolio. See, the student introduced herself. It's just like a web page to give some personal touch to the reader about their learning process. This one is a higher level. Students use Chinese. She has justified why she wants to use Chinese in this process. She explained the target and the process and the strategies she wants to use in her study. This is the lower level one, which is pronunciation focused. So this is a website she has used to practice the difficult sounds in Chinese. This is a translation focused, which is higher level again. This one shows more creativity in terms of giving drawing a diagram to show her learning learning mapping. So she mapped her own learning to show her personal styles, and then in the end she reflected each part. Of course, not every bit, but pick the important parts to explain her use of this e-portfolio. The traditional one, learning vocabulary, and lower level again, learning strategies for especially Chinese character learning. As we all know, characters is a different component in learning Chinese, which is very difficult for students at the start. But once they know how they can learn well, it becomes much better. So this is her rationale and a strategy of learning characters, how to retain characters better by using the traditional flashcards or her own whiteboard, and even some apps. I didn't put the Quizlet and all the other apps, but they do use different kinds of technology to support their Chinese. Okay, so for this, I think we have fostered students' learner autonomy in terms of we give them space to summarize or to reflect their own learning. They know they evaluate which part is more difficult and how they have overcome these difficulties by different ways, including finding the native speakers to practice speaking. And in a way, we also think this is an empowerment process to give students more power, rather than just we teachers give them tests to do. In the process, they accumulated study skills as well, so which is very important for their future progression. Okay, so move on to video essays. This is part of my colleagues, but I have some students who take Chinese as a 25 degree as well. We have language classes for these third or second language students, 4 hours a week in the first 2 years. And third year, they go to the target language country. And fourth year, they come back. We provide 1 hour of culture, so which is final year. Okay, I see the time. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the we develop critical thinking through the cultural study. They learn not just the language, but also the cultural knowledge and reflect the cultural practices as well. Okay, so this is 15% of the language module. We give them broad theme: media, society, and ecology. So we also provide option of an essay, but we also, from last year, we provide video, which is 3 to 5 minutes for students to do. Whether they do choose essay or presentation or video, they need to provide a summary in target language. Okay, so of course, they need to critically evaluate text they are using. The text they're using can be in target language or in English. Again, we have mark scheme to test their knowledge and understanding and analysis, organization, accuracy of the materials they use, relevance, and also presentation and appropriate skills. So we did a end of year survey. Students say, I choose to produce a video as opposed to writing an essay or doing a presentation because this is most engaging format. They think this is engaging. This is a new way to submit an assessment. Obviously, this is our first year as well. They saw video as a good opportunity to work on a project, testing different skills. The video format allow him to essentially produce a piece of work similar to an essay, but with more visual guidance. Work on the project turned out to be a nice challenge, a nice change of pace compared to usual assessment methods. So there are other students who don't like the video essay. It says it was a risk and not willing to take because they are final year and the time is very limited for them. These students are used to writing essays. The topic is too complex to put in video. Okay, so it means that we provide video at least as an alternative for students who are good at using video to show their strengths. In terms of time of video, most students think 3 minutes is too short. Most of them think 5 minutes or up to 10 minutes would be even better. So in a quick summary, we can see it's engaging format. It's also innovative. We provide options for students to put subtitles in English if the video is in target language. In the next year, we're going to provide more professional support for students early in the year rather than in the term 2 of the year. From the school perspective, we have similar work for future students. We can use them to the reach out activities. For example, we can show this kind of video to future students in a local high school to show what kind of a degree course can be in university. And students have shown their e-portfolio, show this video to can show this video essay to their future employer. Okay, so I like, oh my God. Sorry, I think I will show next the presentation. Sorry, the two videos the students produce in the next few 40 seconds or so, I think.
Zhiyan, we're quite short of time.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, probably one video we could manage.
Yeah,
we could manage
okay.
one video, yeah.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, this is the video part, but I'll show you just one video. After video, I can
we can't see anything. Is it on?
Really? It is.
It is. Sorry, we can't see it. And I'm afraid I lack the technical insight to be able to help you.
Can you now see me?
No, we can't see you. We can hear you, but there's no picture.
Oh.
A link in the chat.
Maybe if you send a link to the chat for a link to the video. We could
Link
play
to the video
here.
too.
But I guess you don't have links, you get videos stored, so. Okay, we see your slides now.
Okay.
And we can see you now.
You can see me. I can't show you the.
Okay, unfortunately, I think.
You start the video and then share the screen.
Okay, so maybe try to start the video and then share the screen.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. And now it's your slides again. We can see only your slides.
I'm so sorry. Where's the video? But why video cannot be shared? I provided a video of my presentation as well as the students' video together in one video. If you can show that, might be okay.
Sure. Shall we call the support? Maybe. To museli dostat oni, a ne?
Yeah, okay. So is there any questions I can answer?
Yeah, okay, so let's...
yeah, maybe at the same time, can you still see?
We'll call the technician who might help us with the videos. And
okay.
Let's welcome the questions, if there are any from the audience.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hello, thank you very much for your interesting presentation and for struggling through the few bumps for our benefit. Thank you. I have a question about your reflection part of your portfolio. It sounds to me from what you are describing that the reflection is a bit on the side. It's more or less a secondary part of the portfolio. I might have misunderstood that. And I'm wondering whether you think there could be a larger role for reflection in the overall portfolio work, and perhaps even earlier and more frequently.
Okay, so if I understand your question correctly, sorry, it wasn't very. I mean, I couldn't hear very clearly. But I guess you are talking about reflection in portfolio. How much percentage is it in a?
It's not so much a question of how much percentage as a question of how much it takes place throughout the portfolio time.
Okay, I think it is ongoing. Students need to, their reflection can be ongoing, and it can be at different stage as well. So even after the first lesson of Chinese, learning Chinese after first lesson, they think, oh, what kind of language is this? They can write it, they can reflect it in their journal, which they can upload after as part of their assessment review. Maybe at the end of week 5, they have something have changed. They still can they can still write down this kind of reflection in their e-portfolio. So in terms of assessment, this reflection part takes at least a third. So if they don't have a reflection, if the reflection is not deep enough, they will not get a good good score in terms this part, third part. We need to see their extensive reflection. We like to see their ongoing reflection.
Okay.
This inflection can be demonstrated in terms of evaluation as well, which method they've used, which turned out to be good for them to learn their language, which method it didn't work. For future learning, how they're gonna change, you see. So
Okay.
the reflection can be in different dimension, if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for
Okay.
not having introduced myself. My name is Anjali Pandava, and I'm from Masaryk University.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for your question. If you have further questions, please do email me after the presentation. We can have more exchange of information.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Zhiyan, thank you very much. I'll have a question too.
Yeah.
The content of the portfolio, do the students decide on that themselves? They create the content, they decide on the content, or do you have areas which you offer them?
They decide themselves whether they want to focus on pronunciation or listening, reading, writing, speaking skill. It's all up to them, as long as they justify it in their rationale. For example, students want to develop reading in Chinese. They would say, okay, because Chinese reading is so different, I'm gonna show you how I learn Chinese characters. As long as they justify it, we'll take it.
So this is based on a discussion with you, on a sort of counseling, let's say, when they meet with you, discuss the content, and then...
Yeah, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't have to. Basically, actually, we leave all these to flexibility to students. Yeah, so you can see from the example, some students just do translation. Although translation is not our course, but she wants to focus on translation, and then she needs to justify how she learned, developed her translation skill through her e-portfolio.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have one more question here.
Okay.
I was hoping to see the video that would answer my question, but
Oh.
it says on one slide, and I'm not sure if I understood or misunderstood, that there may be subtitles in English if the video is in the target language.
Yes, that's right.
Does it not? I thought that the aim of the video is that it is in Russian, or it must be in target language, so they don't have to do it in Russian, or what is the...
Yeah, they show the video. I mean, the language they use in the video is Russian, for example. Then they need to provide subtitle in English.
Yeah,
so if their video is in English, of course, they don't need to provide subtitle in Russian. It's just if the language they use in video is Russian or target language, they need to provide subtitle in English.
So they can do a video in English on something in Russia or?
Yeah, if they choose to use English to do their video, of course the topic needs to be Russian culture, history or society, or ecology. One of the essays. Can I? What about the technical support? Can the video be shown at all?
No, unfortunately, it seems they left, and it seems we don't have the recording here on the computer. But I'm sure if anyone's interested, we can somehow find it and distribute it among those interested.
Oh God, so sorry.
I am sorry too.
No, I just thought that it must be in Russian and it didn't make sense to me, but now I understand. Thank you.
Oh yes, this year the students who have chosen video as the assessment have chosen the target language to do their video. So video is in Russian. Both videos I want to show you is in Russian, and one of them provided subtitles in English. The other one provided subtitle in Russian. So we can see the difference. The one provided in Russian, the audience, of course, I don't speak Russian, and then I don't understand. So in future, we thought we need to ask students to provide subtitle in English if they are, the language they use is the target language in the video.
Okay, Zhiyan, thank you very much.
All right, thanks very much. Is there anything I can watch after this?
Yes, I'm not sure. Yeah, there will be a speech, a talk from Anjuli Pandavar, who you've just talked to, but that will be after a short video. So that will be after a presentation by our colleagues from Budapest. So there's going to be one more presentation now, and then we will return to the real world and to a presentation by our colleague Anjali. Okay, so thank you very much. Please.
Thank you. I'll try to be here to listen to the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.